Welcome back. We will be looking at actually the way, because we are focusing on HR and how we get HR to function so that we improve and manage our performance well. And we are basically going to be talking about what exactly happens or how exactly do companies convince people to work. That is, as you can see, through reward systems. A reward system essentially refers to all the monetary, non monetary, and psychological payments that an organization provides for its employees in exchange for the work they perform. So if you're working, you know this very well. You're working because you're getting a reward. If tomorrow they say we're not going to be paying you, you're not going to go to work. That's it, right? That's as far as the relationship goes. However much you feel connected or anything, unless it's your own business where it's your personal effort and you're not making money, still you might keep going. But otherwise, your the moment the reward is cut off, your effort is cut off. So reward system is essentially what drives people to work. Now there are a few things that we can try to analyze when we look at reward systems. We can term it as the purposes of reward systems. What do reward systems actually serve? The first thing is that it assists to achieve strategic objectives. You do know that at a broad level you have the vision, mission, goals, and objectives, right? That's what strategically initially a company sets for itself. But then as the corporate hierarchy kicks in a complex organizational structure, you translate those missions, vision, goals and objectives, especially the corporate mainstream objectives, you translate them into more breakdowns. Basically, you look at them from tactical perspective, tactical objectives, tactical targets, and then operational objectives, operational targets, operational plans, etc. So you keep breaking them down, and at each level there are employees, and those broken levels get assigned to those employees. Now, how will they achieve them? Will they go overboard, or will they do extra effort? Will they put in the necessary effort at the very least and get it done unless they are rewarded? So one of the biggest purposes of reward systems is that it helps us achieve corporate objectives from strategic to operational level. Now, in doing so, one of the things that we need to understand is that all of this comes from this bit of phrase called what gets measured gets done. If you remember, in chapter number 1 we established the idea that we cannot really drive performance, we cannot really get something done without measuring it. So KPIs became suddenly very important. However, what gets measured and fed back gets done well. So if you just measure it and you don't really learn anything from it, you don't give any feedback from it, it's only going to go so long, so well. But if you actually start measuring it and then you start providing feedback, saying this is what you're doing right, this is what you're doing wrong, this is where we can do better, you provide that feedback, what gets measured and fed back, then performance slightly has definitely the chance to increase slightly, and it can even go up the roof. So this is because when you feedback is actually a good stimulant, a good catalyst to improving performance. However, the thing is, the thing with rewards, now in your company, maybe uh, if you are working and they're measuring it, you'll be like, okay, if you know that they're not going to look at it, but they're just measuring it, the measurement is there, you'll be like a normal employee, or you'll be working at your normal pace. But then they start giving you feedback and they start setting you up against each other. There's competition, there are other people who are doing better than you, and you know very well that you can do even better. So when that happens, when feedback is provided, you're gonna slowly work more. What if they tell you that if you keep consistently performing this, we will give you rewards, right? Because unless you're getting paid for something, unless you're getting some kind of reward, a valid reward in your perspective, it's very difficult to consistently keep doing that, doing maybe extra effort, maybe like overtime. But if they tell you we'll pay you double for overtime, then you're going to definitely put that extra effort and make that money. So what happens here is that what gets measured, what gets fed back, and what gets rewarded, right? What gets measured, fed back, and rewarded gets done well and consistently, right? We usually say what gets rewarded gets repeated, but the idea is that consistency is applied, that someone will strive consistently again and again and again and again. This is why salespeople, because commission, is their reward, right? The commission that they make. So if they are making a reasonable amount of money, or if they are making, in their mind, if they are making enough through commissions, then they will keep crunching. They will keep working hard every month, every week, to make sure that they hit that commission target that they are used to, at least. So this is the cycle. So this is one of the most important things, or important purposes of reward systems. They also help us ensure recruitment and retention of appropriately skilled and experienced staff. If your salary is competitive, you can attract a lot of good caliber people. To provide a fair and consistent basis for rewarding employees, because you have a transparent system. So you're not like, abruptly deciding this much for this person, this much for this person. A reward system also brings certain disciplines into it, and it helps us motivate staff and maximize performance, as long as you do it right. If you are discouraging your employees, if the targets are too tight, all of that, then this is not going to work. In which case, just to touch on this Room's expectancy theory, he said that people are motivated to do things to reach a goal if they believe in the worth of that goal, and if they can see that what they will do will help them in achieving it. So not only is the fact that, what we call valence, right? Not only the fact that the employees believe that this is something achievable, that is not the only contributing factor. It is also important that the company facilitates them to, or helps them to achieve those targets. So corporate organizations usually combine both of these concepts together. It says, okay, fine, um, this is your responsibility. You have to get this done, and if you do this, you'll get a bonus or something like that. But also, in the journey of trying to hit that target, also you get budget allowances, you get cars, vans, travel. There are so many other benefits, so many other forms of rewards that are provided to motivate you, to keep you on your toes. So this is one aspect of reward systems that you can understand. The other is Maslow's hierarchy, and both of these concepts are related to employee motivation. Now, what Maslow said is that, people, in terms of their needs, that they have a hierarchy from basic to self fulfillment. So depending on where the person is, which level, which pyramid level the person is, now you can judge for yourself, where do you think you personally are. So depending on that, what they're expecting as a reward changes. So at a basic level, at a physiological level, you're expecting a basic salary, something that you need to get by with, something that is enough for you, but something that maybe you're looking to save a few hundred or $1,000 or whatever. And as you climb up the ladder, as you go from, say, a basics of physiological to safety security level, then you're more concerned about, then you're making more money, but you're also more concerned about job security and other benefits, because you get so used to the benefits. Further and further you go up the hierarchy of needs. So if you're someone who has the social needs, I've literally seen people who are working for companies for low salaries, but they have told me, I'm just working because I like the place, I like the people. So there are people who can afford to do that, and they very well and appropriately choose to do so. And here goes. So that's the idea of Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Maslow basically stated that people's wants and needs follow a hierarchy, and as an employee becomes more progressively high paid, monetary rewards become less important, because the employee has got what they wanted initially. So someone at starting out will have money as the biggest concern. They want to earn enough money, but as they go along, as the monetary problems fade away, other things start to come in, and that is where, um, we need to provide, or as a company, we need to provide all these necessary other benefits, fringe benefits, status and all of that. um, Not necessarily need to, but companies do provide that, to ensure that the person is sufficiently motivated. Reward systems also help us, of course, directly reward performance. It helps us control salary costs. Like I said, there's a discipline around reward systems, and it also helps us comply with legal requirements and ethical obligations. Okay, so you can go through the points here. Just a couple of illustrations about, a few examples in terms of rewarding systems. and how different companies do it, and to finally to ensure that the employee's attitude to risk is aligned with that of the organization. So the reward system is actually a tool to see if the employee attitude in terms of risk, in terms of accepting or rejecting risk, etc., it's the same. That's another aspect for you to consider as a benefit from reward systems being embedded within a company. On that note, we will be moving on to looking at the different types of rewards. We've looked at what reward systems actually serve as a purpose. We're going to be looking at types of rewards in the next segment. Thank you so much. Good luck.